fire-breathing King Dodongo is the first boss that you encounter in Hyrule Warriors in the first level, and this creature is a reoccurring enemy in the Zelda franchise, making its first debut in the original Legend of Zelda. Of course, the one that appears in Hyrule Warriors is clearly based off of the King Dodongo from Ocarina of Time. However, its overall design is based off of the first Dodongos in the original game. Yeah, they got this from that. The designers have said that they have been studying lizards and dinosaurs and trying to incorporate those features into this design. That is very evident in the early concept art, showing a much more realistically proportioned reptilian creature, having such physical features as a neck. However, this isn't the only Dodongo design that was in the game. During story mode at the Water Temple, yes, that Water Temple, before you start the final fight with Zelda, a Dodongo will spawn and start attacking Darunia. And this one looks a tad bit familiar. That's because this is the Infernal Dinosaur King Dodongo. And this Dodongo's design is based off of the boss from Ocarina of Time, which is actually very appropriate because this is the Ocarina of Time timeline and it is attacking Darunia. And just like in the original game, Darunia thanks you for helping him beat the beast. However, since Link isn't part of this specific away team, he's gonna be missing out on all the congratulatory hugs the Gorons are known for. Now, as cool as this boss is and looks, most of its moves are actually based off of other Dynasty Warriors war beasts. And yes, there are monsters in Dynasty Warriors. Behold, Bichie.
Like lambs being led to the slaughter.
In Dynasty Warriors Strikeforce, Bichie is a mechanical war beast created by Dongjua and under the command of Lu Bu. It was placed in Ulao Gate to prevent the Coalition officers from pursuing him. That's basically the same thing Wizro does in the first level of the game. Calls in a powerful officer and a giant beast, while he tries to escape like the coward he is. I mean, the parallels become very obvious when you see the Dodongo smash through a gate in the same fashion that Bichie is stuck through a gate. Not only that, they have very similar movesets. Both can breathe fire and are very proficient at claw attacks. However, Bichie is limited to a frontal assault. Now, in the old days, the proper way to get rid of the Dodongo is to feed it a bomb and watch as it flashes back through his precious memories and life before he explodes. Of course, in Ocarina of Time, that changed to it just getting weakened by that method. This is also present in Hyrule Warriors.
Great! I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos!
I am sorry you had to see that. Another thing the King Dodongo is known for is rolling. In Ocarina of Time, after getting his stomach exploded by a couple of bombs, he starts rolling at Link. Not unlike the Wu Tiger's rolling attack in Dynasty Warriors Strikeforce. There's also some minor movement similarities between this creature and the Terra Grinder from Toukiden, but it seems very minimal and not too much to dwell on. However, Bichie can't perform a guard-breaking roar, but the Jilix from Toukiden Age of Demons can. There's also the Dodongo's backward slash. This is also a move performed by the Wind Slicer, another demon from Toukiden. And yes, the Toukiden series totally count. Sort of. Characters from the Musou series show up in the game. Sort of. All in all, the Dodongo is a very iconic Zelda enemy, and I look forward to seeing it in future Zelda titles. And hopefully it's in one that doesn't suck. But hey, that's just my opinion. But if you're like me, and you also have an opinion, why don't you leave it down in the comment section below. Also, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. And if you're interested about some Pokemon facts, I started a new little project I call Pokedexing. I talk about stuff Pokemon fanatics don't usually talk about, starting with the bug catcher. So why don't you give that a look-see? In the meantime, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.